Alright, what's good, YouTube? How y'all doing? Today, it's gonna be a lot different than what I usually do on a daily basis. It's a little different than what I daily upload. Today, I'm just gonna be sitting here, I'm gonna be talking about something crazy that came out. And it's gonna be The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, Episode 1. Honestly, I had to talk about this because how crazy the episode was. It was about, I think, as I remember, I think it was about an hour long of just straight up, just like it didn't die down. There was no boring parts. Even just the regular talking scenes were just so interesting because it was like Rick wasn't himself. You know what I mean? It was just so different. And the first thing I want to talk about, probably the most popular scene right now, is him cutting off his arm. I'll show it right here.
This is how. This is how.
Like, oh my god, bro. Did you like do I gotta show the clip again, bro? Like, what? Dude, he does it like with like zero hesitation. Like, he sees his arm, he sees that there's like a, he's cuffed down or whatever. He just cuts it off like immediately, dude. There was no hesitation. And then not at that, they didn't even like want to like, what they usually do in The Walking Dead when something crazy happens and they'll cut it off like a second before. No, they showed it fully and it was like squirting blood and it was so nasty, bro. And then right after he cuts off his arm, dude, it was almost for like no reason, but at the same time it was for like a reason. It was showing that like pretty much like there's no way of stopping him from getting to, his family, you know what I mean? But at the same time it was also for no reason because he literally got taken down 2 seconds right after. It was it was something, bro. It was something. Alright, moving on. Alright, so the next thing I wanted to talk about was him throughout the entire episode just constantly dreaming of Michonne. And this wasn't just like some regular, ordinary dream. This dream was different. It was each dream he starts to get a closer connection to Michonne. And I thought that was really interesting because the first dream, it was like he was first meeting Michonne. Michonne's sitting on this park bench and he's first meeting her. And I thought that was really cool because it was like when they first met, it was more hostile and it was more like put your hands up while I'm shooting you. This was different. When they first in the dream when they're meeting, it's more of just like they're flirting and he's kind of like slowly getting his way in. You know what I mean? I thought it was kind of cool. I like the dreams. I want to see what the second episode is gonna be. Anyways, though, moving on to, I think what is probably one of my favorite, like, I don't know about favorite, but I thought this was like crazy. Did no one else think that it was crazy? Like, there's literally a whole city out there not full of walkers. Like, I'm talking not freaking what was the place called, the Commonwealth? It wasn't like Commonwealth, that was a town. Same as what the governor's place. His wasn't even like a town. His was like a little like neighborhood. No, dude, this place has a whole city, bro.
And I woke up in a military hospital. An army found me, a force of thousands, protecting a working, hidden city of hundreds of thousands. Security and secrecy above all. That's the Army's code, so no one can leave, ever.
And, dude, honestly, I thought that was freaking amazing, because how you gonna uphold... No, it wasn't even one city. It was 3 cities, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember it was 3 cities, bro. How powerful do you have to be to uphold 3 cities full of just actual, like, alive people? That is honestly like crazy to me. That's amazing, bro. The Walking Dead really changing. I love it though. I love it. Yo, in the new Walking Dead, season, the new Walking Dead show, The One Who Live, has anybody noticed that the acting is like super different? Not the acting, but the acting vibe it kind of gives off. Like that one when Rick is sitting on the bench and that one bald Mexican dude comes up, and he's talking to Rick, but he's funny. You know what I mean? It was different because it was funny.
For real, huh?
Hey, Esteban. Yeah.
Can I touch it? Nah, just playing. Jokes, man.
Usually The Walking Dead, you can see a funny part, but you can see how like sad it can get right after, or you can see like how funny it can be, but super serious at the same time. This one's generally like actually like funny to watch, and I felt like I was watching something completely different than just The Walking Dead. Honestly, it was so different to me. I'm open to new experiences, but it was just very different to me. And oh my god, finally, at the end of The Walking Dead season 11, no, what am I talking about? At the ending, where Jadis, I think that was her name, picks up Rick and says, "I have a bee," and everyone was trying to. I already know. Everyone was thinking like, "What is she talking about? What is a bee?" And then she was talking about also earlier before that, how Rick was an A, and everyone was trying to kind of solve it and figure out like what an A and B was. Finally, we do figure out what A and B was. What they said, pretty much my assumption was A was like the more soldier type people, and I guess more of like the risk people. Like, you know, if they bring them in, it's more of a risk to bring them in because they're gonna be fighting. And I guess Rick ended up being a B because he was hurt. And I'm guessing pretty much Bs are just regular civilians or people that are hurt that can only help around the city. You know what I mean? I think that was pretty cool that we finally figured that out for the first time, bro. Alright, let's rewind now to The Walking Dead Season 1. The first ever season. Y'all remember when Lori and Shane were on the highway and they heard explosions? They go into the woods and they look all the way down to Atlanta and it's exploding, bombs are hitting Atlanta and everything, and everyone's scared. You know, it's the first time something crazy has really happened on Earth. Alright, now we're gonna fast forward all the way to the ones who live, and we're gonna go to that scene where Rick has that knife to that guy. And pretty much that guy ends up starting explaining that he is actually the one that bombed Atlanta back in season 1.
I bombed Atlanta, and I bombed Los Angeles, and I was en route to do the same to Philadelphia.
That scene right there, Rick's facial expression changed from like, "I'm gonna kill you," to like, "Who really are you?" Because in that moment, that dude was explaining to Rick how he knows of Michonne, how he knows of Judith, how he knows of all his plans to escape. So I really want to figure out like who this dude really was. And it was honestly, it shocked me so much that to figure out that was the dude that bothered Atlanta in the first place. I was stunned. And finally, we come to the ending of the episode. Possibly the best freaking part of this episode, where Rick and that dude are on the plane, a couple soldiers in the back. Rick is talking about his past, about when he was a kid and everything, and then boom,
You know.
We're hit! Protocol 3!
something hits the plane, goes straight to the freaking passenger seat, kills that dude. That dude, I don't know what that person hit him with, but the dude's whole body in the passenger seat of the helicopter just freaking exploded. The plane goes down with Rick inside. Rick ends up surviving, and oh my god, bro. Freaking Rick is crawling, right? He's crawling, you know, someone's after him. Someone we know. That person is walking around with a sword, slicing everyone's throat. And then it comes to Rick. The sword is at Rick's throat. Then they take off the freaking mask, and it reveals that, you know, it's Rick. And then Rick's whole face just changed. And when Rick's face changed, that's when I freaking knew. camera turned around and it was freaking Michonne, dude. I was so happy, dude. Because Rick didn't even get up and hug her. He was just so shocked. I'm pretty sure I feel like he didn't even I feel like he thought he was hallucinating. He probably thought he was hallucinating and seeing Michonne, because he was just sitting there with like this most scared face ever. He didn't even look happy. He looked scared. And honestly, like, the ending of that episode was probably my favorite ever. Like that was it was just like a wave of emotions, honestly. Alright, so let me know if y'all want me to talk more about The Walking Dead. Honestly, this was just like something I wanted to try out. I wanted to talk about something that I freaking love. I love The Walking Dead. I wanted to try it out, give it a try for the first time, Yeah, let me know if y'all want me to do this more. The second episode I think should be out by the time I even publish this. I'll be ready. Just let your boy know. You know what I mean? Alright, peace.